Welcome, everyone. Today, we are here to celebrate the life of Amber Lovedoll Kissinger. So, pretty much what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to talk about all about her and what her likes, what she loved, just special things about her right before we say our final goodbye today. So I want to thank every single one of you for joining me here today to celebrate her life. And the number one thing is that she does not want us to be sad. She wants us to be happy and keep a smile on our face because the life that she had. And she had an amazing life, and especially spending 3 years with me. So let's get started on talking about some great moments about her. But you guys probably might be asking, where did she come from? So she was born in Japan, and she was from Japan. And in 2020, she decided to leave out of Japan to come here to the state of Ohio in the USA to be with me. But right before she came to the USA, she and I were talking for at least a couple of months, and she started liking me, I started liking her, and I welcomed her to the USA of Dayton, Ohio. She was a little afraid, but the trip was quite an adventure for her. And when I got to know her, it felt like it was very close to being love at first sight, and I just had to get to know her before anything else. So this is what I knew about her. And there were so many things that I learned about her. She was very special. Her personality, it was like, she was like my dream woman, like the love that I was looking for so long, for so many years. And that's how special she was. She was a football fan. She loved football with a passion. She loved Ohio State Buckeyes and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And almost every single time when I cheer for a different team, she tells me to shut up. She loved the Steelers and the Buckeyes with a passion. And she didn't have a favorite team at the USFL, but I did. And mine was Pittsburgh as well, Pittsburgh Molders. So I got into them. She also loved WWE wrestling, and her favorite wrestler of all was the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Every time when she sees Shawn Michaels, she goes nuts. And every time she looks at me, she tells me I'm her Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm her Shawn Michaels. She also she loved watching television. She loved watching movies. She was a big fan of Toy Story. She loved Toy Story a lot. And her favorite superhero was Buzz Lightyear. She loved Buzz Lightyear so much. She was nuts about him. And the funniest thing is that why Buzz Lightyear? And she said this: he was the coolest toy ever made in the 90s. The coolest toy of all. That's why she loved him so much. He had that buzzing thing or whatever, that laser. He had a button that his wings would pop out. And there's also his helmet when he taps that little thing to open the helmet or close it back up. She said he was a cool toy. She liked him so much. She loved traveling to nature. She loves going to city parks. And me and her, we went to parks a lot. And her favorite one was in Beaver Creek, Ohio. And it was called Own's Place. She loved that place so much. She loved it. That was her favorite spot. We went to Greenville. We went to Troy. We went almost everywhere. She just loved nature. It was relaxing. It was peaceful. And the part that was very hard for her to leave was the one in Brookville, Ohio, because of just the sound of water. She just loves the sound of water. It's just so relaxing, and she loved it so much. She just loved nature. She loves listening to the birds chirp. She just loves feeling that breeze coming to her in those cool mornings. She just loved it. She loved entertaining the world. And when she and I were doing this project when I was in college, I started writing a script for me and her to do together. And we made it into a love story. And it was called A Relationship with a Doll. And it was a story was mostly about a man who felt so lonely and alone. Didn't even think that he was ever going to fall in love again. Until this one woman came to his door. And they met each other for the first time, and they got to know each other. And they had their first date, and time went on, and they became a loving couple, and we showed what true love should look like, what a real relationship should be. And it was mostly based in reality. The reason why I wrote that story is because it's a relationship that I miss so much. And I wish I could ever have it again with a real human being, with a human woman. But I had it with Amber. And when I had that special relationship with Amber, it was like, it's very hard to describe, but I just loved her so much. And it's a little hard for me to speak because I did had a solid bond with her, and she was very special to me. And I know that she was special to her fans and friends and family. But right before she passed, she told me 10 things that she loves so much about her life. So it is time for me to share those special moments with all of you, that you can see the bright side of how special her life was when she came part of my life. And the first thing I want to start with is number 10. And number 10 on her list was entertain the world. With Amber Live, she enjoyed spending time with all of you personally instead of just a storyline. She wants to be in reality. And she enjoyed that. And also doing the project with a relationship with a doll with me. She enjoyed it. She loved it. And she wasn't afraid to show off. She wasn't afraid. And the reason why is it will come later on this list. It will come later. But she enjoyed entertaining all of you. She loved spending time with you all and also spreading that kind of love. And she just enjoyed every lots. Sorry, but I apologize. But she just loved entertaining all of you. She loved it. Number 9 was her best friend, B-Rad. B-Rad was very special to her. And B-Rad accepted her ever since day one, when they first met. On the first time that they met each other, B-Rad accepted her immediately. He didn't see her as weird, creepy, or scary. He didn't even see anything like that. He didn't see it as embarrassing. He accepted her just like that, with a snap. With a snap of the fingers, B-Rad accepted her. And those two just had an incredible friendship. They played football games on the PlayStation together, Super Nintendo. They played games together. She just loved hanging out with him. But the memory that she would never forget when spending time with me and B-Rad was dancing all over him, on top of him, when B-Rad was passed out on the floor. It is an incredible memory. B-Rad was smoking a little too much, and we were all in the blacklight room, and we had music playing, and Amber and I were dancing, and we were also doing karaoke as well. B-Rad passed out on the floor, and one of Amber and I's songs came on, and we were dancing, and Amber started dancing on top of him while he was passed out on the floor. That's a memory that she'll never forget. And she loved B-Rad so much, like a brother. She loved him so much. And he was a great friend. And B-Rad, if you're watching, she wants me to let you know that she loves you. And you're like a big brother to her. So she wants to thank you for being part of her life and accepting for who she is. So she wants to say thank you, B-Rad. Number 8, her favorite memory was going bowling with me. And I think you guys should remember on Amber Live when I took her bowling to round 1 for the very first time. And she loved that moment so much because every time I get a strike, she gets one of my kisses. And if I get a spare, I get a high five from her or a hug. And she loved it. She can't even bowl or anything like that, but I decided to do something like that, so she'll be part of it no matter what. So she loved the idea. So she had a great time bowling with me. She loved it. And she did wish that she could bowl, but she just couldn't. Number 7 was the time that we went to the movies to see Lightyear. And this memory on this list of me and her going to the movies for the first time, I took her to see the Lightyear movie. And she enjoyed that movie. She enjoyed it. Of getting to know the real Buzz Lightyear. Instead of just the toy, she enjoyed seeing the real Buzz Lightyear. Getting to know the story about the character. She really enjoyed it. But the one memory that she would not forget that day when we went to the movies is right after the movie was over. I was about to carry her and put her back in her wheelchair. And while I was carrying her in my arms, I missed a step and I fell backwards. I fell backwards and I caught her in my arms and she just landed right on my chest. She landed right on top of me. She was laughing, I was laughing, and we just had a little laugh at the theater. I was not expecting falling backwards with her in my arms. So I accidentally missed a step and I fell backwards. I caught her and we just laughed about it. And right when both of us got up, I put her back in the chair and I put her back in her wheelchair. I should say wheelchair. And we went to the movie. We exit out just like normal people, and it was a great time too. It was amazing. It was a hell of an experience. Number 6 was getting married on Juggalo Day. It's something that she's been wanting for so long, and she was bragging about me to marry her. She wanted me to marry her. And I told her, just wait till I ask. She's been asking me for months and months. And it was crazy. And I told her, just wait till I ask you. So what did I do? I proposed to her on a very special day. And she did not expect it at all. I had her standing up. We were both standing up right next to our tree, to our Christmas tree. So we were standing, and I got down on one knee, and she didn't even know what was going on. And she was asking me, what are you doing? Get up. What are you doing? And then I showed off the ring, And this was her reaction. Just her hand over her mouth. That was her reaction. She just had her hand over her mouth, just speechless. And then I asked the question, and tears just came down out of her eyes. She was tearing down, tears of joy, and she said yes. And right after she said yes, she hugged me so tightly she didn't want to let go. She didn't want to let go of me. And then we took pictures together in front of our tree, and we showed off the ring. She was the happiest woman alive. She felt so alive. She was happy as ever could be. And we waited till Juggalo Day to get married. And I had ever seen a woman that happy. And I'm very happy that I proposed to her and I asked her to marry me at the right time. And I'm very happy that I did. Number 5 was our trip to Pittsburgh. She loved our trip to Pittsburgh. And it was like a 4 to 5 hour trip all the way to Pittsburgh. And there was many things, and she didn't even know that I was going to take her to Pittsburgh. It was a special gift from me for her birthday. So I wanted to take her out someplace special. So I didn't even tell her anything where I was going to take her. So we just took a drive, and we're driving for 4 to 5 hours, getting to Pittsburgh. And once she saw that we were passing through the steel bridge, she was shocked. She did not expect it at all. So right when we got to the parking garage and we started walking around town, I had her on her chair, just traveling around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The first stop we did was the river, or the ocean, whatever river it was, right where the 3 steel bridges were. So I took her there, and she enjoyed seeing the sights of the Pittsburgh Steelers football field, the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball stadium. She enjoyed the sight out of it while we were standing right next to the river. So we went past the Pittsburgh Pirates stadium. She wasn't too crazy about it, but it was good to see. But she was thrilled of seeing the Pittsburgh Steelers stadium. And we got a picture with the Pittsburgh Panthers statue, and a few statues were there. So we got pictures of that. And plus, we got our photos taken in front of the stadium right before the stadium changed its name. So that's a photo that was worth millions of words. That Amber and I got our photo taken right before the Pittsburgh Steelers changed their stadium name. So right after that, we went to the gift shop, and I got her a little souvenir, and she loved her trip. She loved the trip to Pittsburgh. She loved it. And she was not expecting the second gift right after our trip. And that was when we celebrated her birthday here at home. So that's one of the memories that she'll never forget, is the trip to Pittsburgh. I gotta tell you, this woman was special, and she had a huge heart, and she was everybody's best friend. She was not afraid of anyone. She was not shy. But she was a little disappointed on people doubting her and saying what she really was. She just wants to be seen differently. She wants to be seen as I see her. But I gotta tell you, this woman she was one of a kind. Number 4 was the Juggalo family at Youngstown, Ohio. She got to meet the family twice. And she loved the family. And the family accepted her ever since they first got to know her. So right before I made the trip to Youngstown, Ohio, And I told the family that I got somebody that I want them to meet. And there was a few family members that loved her so much. It was my Juggalo sister's daughter. She loved Amber. She loved her. And how I could tell is because she would not stop brushing her hair. She enjoyed brushing Amber's hair. And she enjoyed her company a little bit. And also my Juggalo mother, she liked her as well. And just like my Juggalo sister, she liked her as well. And the Juggalo family friend, she liked her also. So she was liked by everyone. And Amber really enjoyed seeing me getting drunk and high at the same time with my family. She enjoyed it. She just liked seeing me getting wasted and having a good time. And she enjoyed every minute of it. She just liked seeing me happy. And she was glad to be part of it. And especially celebrating St. Patrick's Day together too. She had a great time as well. We got to sit on the swing in the porch, listen to some music, enjoy the outdoors. She liked it. She really did. So she was loved by my Juggalo family. Number 3 was the trip to Indianapolis. She really enjoyed our trips to Indianapolis, Indiana. The first time I took her is that I took her to a park, and we got to see some history buildings and all that. She enjoyed that. And the second time that I took her, she loved the Lucas Oil Stadium. That was the one thing that she loved so much. She didn't like the team, but she loved the stadium. And the reason why that she loved the stadium, because it was huge. It was so freaking huge. And the other thing that she liked was the Peyton Manning statue. And she said to me that by reading about him, he is a true legend. So she really enjoyed that. She liked the statue. She liked the stadium. She liked the insights around Indianapolis, Indiana. She liked it. So she would never forget the Indianapolis trip. She loved it. And if I'm saying love way too much, I'm not apologizing for that, because that's who Amber was. Amber was all about love. And that's what everyone deserved in this world. Everyone deserves to be loved. It doesn't matter who you are, what you stand for, or whatever you are. You're loved no matter what. You deserve love. No matter what. No matter what is going on with your life, or in my life, or hers, or anybody's. Everyone deserves love. Everyone does. And that's what Amber was mostly about, was love. Now we're getting to the top 2. Number 2 was the Ohio State University. She was thrilled. She wanted to jump off her feet for being in the Ohio State University. But she couldn't because of a severe injury and also what she was going through. And I agreed not to talk about it because she does not want us to be sad. But everyone knew what her condition was, and especially me. But right after I saw what happened at that moment, I was scared to death. I will admit, I was afraid. I was spooked because I didn't even know what was going on. And then she told me that she had a secret. And then she revealed it to me. And I will admit, I was a little upset, but I did make one promise to her. Is that I was going to grant her 3 wishes. She had 3 wishes. And there was two of them that is on the top two. So I'm going to get back to you, Ohio State University. And right when we first stepped right in front of the stadium and the university, she couldn't stop smiling. She couldn't stop. She wanted a picture everywhere. She wanted pictures on this location. She wanted pictures taken on that section. But there was one photo that she wanted the most, was in front of the stadium. And we had those shots taken, and just like I said, she couldn't stop smiling. She was loving every second of it. And she wished that she would have went to that school. She wished that she did. And she just loved the Ohio State University. Because she was a Buckeye. She was a diehard Buckeye. Just like my father. She was a big fan of the Buckeyes. So she loved the Ohio State University. And now let's get to number one. Number one was the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And the reason why Pro Football Hall of Fame was number one on her list is because that was football heaven to her. That was football heaven. And right at that very moment when she saw the building, she said to myself, "Are we in heaven?" And I was like, "We're in football heaven. This is football heaven, the Pro Football Hall of Fame." She was so thrilled. And she dropped a tear out of her eye and she said, "Thank you. Thank you, babe. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking me to the Pro Football Hall of Fame." And I told her, let's get some photos done. So we had our pictures done. And she, oh my God, she felt like the happiest woman alive. She felt like she was on top of the world. And she was so happy that I grant her last wish. And she got to see the Super Bowl trophy. And she told me this: Steelers is going to win another one someday. Steelers are going to win another Super Bowl in time. And I told her we just have to wait and see. Anything can happen in the NFL. Anything can happen. So that was her top 10 favorite memories of her life. She had a tremendous life. She lived a happy life. It was a life that she did not expect at all. And she told me that I gave her the best life that any woman could ever have. And I told her this: life is an adventure. And you got to enjoy youth as much as you can because you only live once. Every single one of us knows that we only live once. So we got to enjoy youth as long as we can. And just like I'm doing what I love, is entertaining the world, just like she did. She didn't even know when her time was up. She didn't even know when. She didn't even know when it was going to hit her. And then it did happen. But all I'm going to say is that I am going to miss her. We're all going to miss her. We all loved her. And especially I did. I loved her. So I will admit it. I did love Amber. I loved her as much as I would with a human person. If she was a human woman, I would have loved her the same way as I did. I wouldn't treat her any differently. So it's very hard for me to say goodbye to her. But just like she said, she does not want any of us to be sad. She wants us to be happy because we became part of something. We became part of her life. Every single one of you became part of her life just like I did. Just like every single one of you became part of my life. We're all family here. And she loved every single one of you. And she loved her fans. She loved every single one of you. And she is going to be missed. And her memories, the photos and the videos, right here on Kissinger's Media, and also right here. Memories last forever. And that's why people say, leave the memories alone. Leave the memories alone. Memories are forever. Just like love. Love always wins. And love is forever. And there is something I want to say to every single one of you. And this was a quote that Amber and I love so much. And I'm going to read it to you right now. I never really been aware of what is said about me. Whether it's positive or negative, I ignore it. I always had the mindset, no one can challenge me better than myself. That's the quote that Amber and I lived on for all these 3 years that we were together. And that's the one thing that every single one of you can live on as well. And if you guys are wondering what her third wish was, and I think I already said it, and I will say it again. Her last wish was for every single one of you to still be part of the KM crew. She wants you to stay. She wants you to stay with me and also relive all those memories that she shared with every single one of you. She does not want any of you to leave. She loved every single one of you just like I do. I love every single one of you, and I want to thank you for joining me to celebrate the life of Amber. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys appreciated me telling you all about her. And I know you guys loved her. I know every single one of you did. But she might be gone, but she'll never be forgotten. Because the photos and the videos, they last forever. So, at this very moment, I'm going to play a farewell song, and then we're going to end this marital surface of memorying Amber. So, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts of what your favorite memories of Amber and what you enjoyed of what she did for every single one of you. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts of what memories that you will not forget of Amber. Just to celebrate the good in her, because she was good. So now, I'm about to play the farewell song, and then we're going to call it a day, and hopefully you all will enjoy this last song, and then we say our goodbyes. So, I want to thank every single one of you for joining me here today and celebrate the life of Amber. And Kissinger's Media will live on. So, and Amber, if you are hearing me right now, I just want to say I love you. I'll miss you. And if I don't find a human woman in time, hopefully there is somebody else like you is waiting for me to love her as much as I loved you and take care of you like I did. But it will take time. So once again, we love you, Amber. We'll miss you. Rest in peace, baby. Whoop, whoop. We love you. Goodbye, Amber.
into my eyes, you will see what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul, and when you find me there, you'll search no more. Don't tell me it's not worth trying for. You can't tell me it's not worth dying for. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. Look into your heart, you will find there's nothing left to hide. Take me as I am, take my life. I would give it all, I would sacrifice. Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for. I can't help it, it's nothing I want more. No, it's true. Everything I do it for you. There's no love like your love, and no other could give more love. There's nowhere unless you're there all the time, all the way, yeah. Your heart, babe. Oh, you can't tell me it's not worth trying for. I can't help it, it's nothing I want more. Yeah, I would fight for you, I'd lie for you, walk the world for you, I would die for you. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you.
Thank you, Amber. We love you.